All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dow. It's been a minute. However, I am here. I've got a couple announcements that I'm going to be making here in reference to a meeting that I'm going to be having in North Carolina coming up July 23rd, 24th, and 25th. You may want to mark that on your calendar if you're planning on attending that meeting. It's going to be in July 23rd, 24th, 25th. So stay tuned in the next few days, and I'll give you all the information. But the nature of this video here is because we've had an altercation here at Straightway, and it's not because we actually went playing around in somebody else's playground or house, but I had a woman that contacted me by way of Facebook, which, I'm not hardly ever. I think I log on to Facebook maybe once, and it's probably, it's rare if I log on twice in a month. But I have other people who monitor the ministry page there, and then they send information to me. But anyway, I had a lady write a letter to me. And you have to understand, I deal with all different types of demographics of people from all different spectrums and stuff. But I just cannot for the life of me understand why people believe that since here in America they have freedom of speech, that means that they can just, it constitutes that they can speak to you any old kind of way, deal with you any old kind of way, talk to you any old kind of way, including write to you any old kind of way. So I went extensively over her entire letter at my blogtalkradio.com/straightway radio show every Friday night, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I answer this. And then next thing you know, she blows up the ministry phone number. She blows up the messages or whatever you want to call it, or the recordings and stuff, and she has some very snide remarks. But anyway, I want you to hear exactly how I dealt with this letter right here. Now, I'm going to read it extensively. If you want to listen to it, it's coming on immediately after this video right here. But I want you to go check it out, all right? I am dealing with, what is this lady's name? Shantara Davis Howard. That's who I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with her. All right. And we're going to see exactly how this letter went. I want y'all to pay attention now. I am utterly amazed. I clearly see the decline. I see the effects of GMO modified foods, chemtrails, herbicides, pesticides, vaccines, mercury, fluoride. I'm seeing all the effects take place, and the sad part about it is that people actually think that they're functioning well when they're literally modified and inundated by all these things that are attacking literally not only our central nervous system, but on our mind in itself. But without further ado, I want you to check this out. And then I want you to tell me how you think that I dealt with this letter right here. All right. And how I went over it. Okay. I think not only would it be entertaining, but I think it would be a point of discussion for many people to have in the upcoming days, because we're watching people just literally dishonor and disrespect and just think, this world's just gone mad. Anyway, without further ado, I want you to listen. Just check this out, all right?
I had a brother some time ago. I think it was 2008, 2009. He's now part of the Georgia Assembly, and he was a young man then. Because he's a faithful young man. He's married now and has a child, nice little family. And he'd be familiar with a story like this. I want to show you one of the letters. I thought I'd go over this letter now rather than to approach this letter from the pulpit on Shabbat and then take up all that time when I could be feeding y'all sheep. Hallelujah. But I want y'all to listen to this, all right? This is a private message sent to me about a Facebook group today, and this is how it goes. Now I want you all to listen very carefully and very closely, okay? I want to show you something. I want to show you the level of deception that people are in today, and you need to be fully aware of this. Now listen to this, all right? This is what they write, and it says this: I am not following your ministry. Take key of that now, okay? They're not following my ministry, all right? Listen to this. And understand, I really truly don't have what you call a ministry. I am a minister in the ministry of Yahshua HaMashiach. Does that make any sense? Because people like selling the responsibility of the ministry on particular individuals because that's the way that people have learned how to talk in Christianity. But we're all ministers of the Father. And this is His work, this is His will, and we are His people, and we are His servants. And we differ nothing from servants. Now, I understand the type of mindset that is actually writing this letter right here, but before we draw any conclusions or any narratives, before we start trying to fuse things together, I really truly I want you to digest this, because I want you to see what I have to deal with almost on a daily basis now. And I'm taking this kind of slow right here because for understanding purposes. But listen, it says, I am not following your ministry, but I do have some questions about what you teach. Now, when I read a letter like that, if you are not following the ministry, but yet you have questions concerning what I teach, then I'm of the mindset that I am under no obligation whatsoever at all to answer any questions that you may have simply because you have one. A lot of the questions that you have, all you have to do is pretty much go and look at my YouTube videos. There's over 2,500 videos up on there, and I guarantee you, if you type in some type of title on my YouTube page, you pretty much get your answer to a lot of these questions that you think that you have. But think about this for a second. Here's a person that's sending me a private message. They state from the very beginning that they do not follow the ministry, but they have questions about what I teach. Now, how about this? How about if I ask you a question first? How about if I question what you believe? I mean, if you ask me a question, can I not ask you a question? What do you believe? Because if you got a question about what I teach, it's obviously that you're not following my ministry, and any shortened form of an answer is never going to be sufficient enough for a person like this, all right? Now listen what it says. My husband and I are both intelligent people and are more likely to research all facts before making an informed decision. Well, it's obviously that these intelligent people, that these people fancy themselves to be, have not done their due diligence or their own independent research, because if they did, they would not be approaching me in this manner. But see, this is the arrogancy that this American Christian spirit produces in this land right here. People just assume that if their mouth is moving, that they are owed an answer. As a matter of fact, the scriptures teaches, or the Bible teaches, the New Testament says, foolish and unlearned questions avoid, for they do gender striping. And they got 4 questions down there. And we're going to go over this letter here, all right? Now pay attention. Listen real close, all right? Listen. My son has been listening to your teachings for about a month. So 1 month, this is a concerned mother and a concerned father. They don't give me any information about them. They don't tell me anything about their son. They don't listen to the ministry. They do have questions, and they believe themselves to be intelligent. That's what we have so far, okay? And then we also have that their son has been listening to the ministry for about a month. Now, watch this. He is young and impressionable. As his parents, we have questions. Okay, he's young and impressionable. As his parents, you have questions. Okay, if he's listening to me, I've got questions. Number one, if you are intelligent, and if you really truly care so much, and you do, like you said, you said both you and your husband are intelligent people and more likely to research all facts before making an informed decision. So that means that anything that you're concerned about what your son is hearing through the ministry to embrace, that means that you've already researched the truth. Rather than what I am preaching and teaching, I'm sure since you're intelligent, you have already went out and researched the truth for yourself first before you decide to come and question me about your young and impressionable son. Because wouldn't you want somebody of a positive influence to make some type of an impression on your son? I mean, after all, we do need mentors and role models. Now, I've noticed I'm taking this at their word. I'm not being sarcastic here. This is a letter. I understand it's a letter, and I cannot see the inflection of the voice, nor can I discern by the sight of the eye and looking into the eye to determine the type of attitude that these people have. I can draw conclusions based on the penmanship of this letter, and I can believe that they're going a certain way, but then I probably would be unfair. But with the line of questioning that I'm receiving here based on the information given to me, I think I'm doing a pretty good job of discerning this spirit right here. All right? So now, again, listen to me. If these are really, truly concerned parents that are very intelligent, that's what they say by their own admission, because their son is listening to, as they say it, my ministry, and they have questions. And of course, the question that they have is probably the truth that their son has embraced. Now, since they are intelligent people, and they usually make informed decisions, and they research, they said, all facts. So that I'm thinking, if I'm going to follow what these people say, that their son has probably heard some truth in reference to the ministry, and then it seemed to me that the burden of proof and the obligation of the parents now is to go and research the scriptures to see what this young man is believing, to see if it's so. But see, this is this religion, and this is this attitude of America today. Rather than obeying the scriptures and searching the scriptures, they want to come and question me about research that they obviously haven't done. Because if they would do research, then they would have not approached me. Or if they have done their research, then they obviously would not have approached me in this manner concerning this letter. Am I off base? Am I making sense? I mean, because I live out here next to a creek. I'm living in the woods. I don't have interaction with pagans and heathens every single day. I see Israelites, my beautiful family here at Straightway, on a daily basis. And you know, and the Apostle Saul said, I speak forth the words of truth and soberness, and I lie not. And I understand that I may not be the sharpest knife in the box, but I am at least a knife in the box. But I want to make sure that I'm being fair in my assertion and assessment here, and that I'm drawing the right conclusions based on the information that I have in front of me. Now, they go on to say, Satan was an angel before being cast out or cast down, and has a very slick tongue. Very slick tongue. I wouldn't say that he has a very slick tongue. I would say that Satan is very wise. That's what I would say. I would say that Satan, you have to understand, he was sitting right there next to Yahweh. He was created beautiful. He had a lot of intelligence. So now, since I have little information, none at all about these people's religious background, knowing, and so I can only base this on my past history of dealing with letters like this, I'm assuming, and I could be wrong. And if I am wrong, then the people that wrote this letter, send me an email. It's obviously that you know how to get in touch with me. Brother Steve and Sister Wenda sent me this to make sure I get this message. But it's obviously that you must be a Christian because you are already, at least the way I take it, as accusing me. Not actually being Satan himself, but it kind of makes me wonder, why in the world would you throw that type of comment in there? Well, let's go on. Why I am not calling you Satan? Well, I guess that clears the air then. I want to ensure my children are safe. Well, the first thing you're going to do, if you're going to ensure that your children are safe, then you would use your intelligence, you would research all the facts, The facts now, the facts. Not tradition, not religion, and not culture that has been handed down to us by our captors here, by my captors here, all right? I am a mother and will protect my home. Well, I don't think your home is under threat. And besides that, mother, you're not a protector of your home. The father is. Because I don't know where you live. So what you should do is be a good helpmeet and help strengthen that husband's hand so that he can protect the home. And you can be in your role and you don't have to worry about protecting. What you can do is worrying about child rearing. If it's, now, I'm assuming that if this is a young man, we don't know if it's a male or female child. We don't know which one it is. But hopefully if it's a male, then the man is actually being the one that's training up this son in the way that he should go. And this is what he said. There are contradictions in some of your teachings as they are explained. Oh, so here we go. I have contradictions in my teaching. How about this? How about you have contradictions in what you believe? See, we're at a crossroads. We're at a dilemma right now. I mean, this is amazing, isn't it? I have contradictions. So it's obviously that they have not done their own independent study, research. They haven't investigated anything. They are assuming from the mind or the training that they have previously received from a religion in this culture that they're coming from the perspective of being right. So they have not, first of all, they already are liars because they have not researched the facts. I can tell you that automatically off the bat. But let's go on. Number one, do you allow outside contact with family members once someone comes to reside with your community? First of all, number one, I don't think it's any of your business. Do you have outside contact with family members? Once someone comes to your house, can somebody come and live at your house? And would they have the freedom and liberty to have contact with outside family members? That's what I would like to know. I mean, you answer my question first, then I answer yours. All right? So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I want to show you the arrogancy and the audacity of an inflated mind. I've already determined that this is a person outside of the scope of Yah's will. Number two, why are you allowed social media, i.e. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc., and the same does not hold true of your members? I don't think you know anything about me or anybody. First of all, I don't have any members. I don't know who are these members. I just don't, man, I just don't get this. Anyway, well, number three, do you in fact teach of the Old and New Testament? See, you can tell that they have not done their own intelligent, that's what they say they are. And they have, in independent research, they have not researched all the facts like they say that they are. How about this? How about you people of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do? He was a liar and a murderer in the beginning and abode not in the truth because there's no truth in him. And everything that you think you're questioning me on, how about you search your own hearts and search your own soul and see if you are living what this book says. And instead of lying to everybody and trying to make everybody think that you're the champion of religion in this world, how about you first prove and search your own self to see whether you be in the faith? It's amazing, isn't it? As if I should be questioned by you at all. If you notice, I haven't answered anything yet because these are foolishness. What Bible is used in your teaching? Mind you, these are people who do all their research. That's what they said. They do all their research and all their teaching. That's what they said. They said, my husband and I are both intelligent people and are more likely to research all facts before making an informed decision. Well, then you need to go find the facts then. Whatever you're concerned, and put your own mind at ease, because I can't do that for you. And I'm sure that if you're listening tonight, you're not gonna like my approach, because you probably ain't never been rebuked before. Number 4, if you are a black Hebrew or Israelite, why are you using the New Testament if in fact you do? Now, this is a woman, a mama, that fancies herself as being someone that is intelligent. I wouldn't have not put myself out there like that and called myself intelligent with these lines of questioning, right? I personally wouldn't have done it. But that's how this world is. This world has a very high, lofty opinion of itself, and it's just utterly amazing. Then it says, there are just some questions. I am not accusing you, but will understand before I let go of my son. Thank you for your time. Well, I don't know where you're going to let your son go to. I mean, because eventually, once you become an adult, and they get out of your house, then you ain't going to have no choice but to let them go. I just don't understand. Man, I'll tell you what, after that letter right there for a second, woo, boy. Somebody said it sounds like to be like my